And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a rainy, cloudy, stormy, probably some snowy California. And I just wanted to wish everybody a blessed and highly favored day, starting it off there. And yes, it is the perfect storm right now for a little rally in Bitcoin. And let me tell you why. Well, starting it off with the harbinger of death and despair and peace and prosperity. And we did say last week, hey, we were looking for a move up to this green box if the dollar could close a daily above 105.70. We did not get that move clearly here. And we did say, hey, look, invalidation for this move would be any kind of a daily closure below 103 specifically. And it looks like we're going to get that today. As what has happened over the weekend, the dollar started to melt down yesterday. Coincidentally enough, the dollar opens up on Sunday afternoon around 4 p.m. Pacific time, or it might even be around 2. That being said, the dollar started to melt down. Bitcoin started to melt up. And what else happened on Bitcoin? So again, this has been our kind of thesis all along. If the dollar goes up, risk assets will go down. If the dollar goes down, risk assets will go up. And what do you know? NASDAQ's up 2%, S&P's up 1%, Dow's up 1%, and even got gold and silver taking a little rally there, and Bitcoin up 0.8%, and Ethereum's up almost 4%, or it was. And yeah, some major altcoins flying to the moon. Big ones on the board today. Gala Games up 24%. Litecoin's up 5%. And what was the other one? BNB's not really doing anything. Cardano had a good rip last night. And almost got down to that target. Close enough, right? Off of this level. Mr. Cardano coming up from the depths, the deep depths of crypto zombie land, or whatever you want to call it. Needless to say, let's jump into Bitcoin's price action because there's some very, very interesting things being confirmed on the board as of last night. I guess I'll start it off with the weekly time frame, because we did denote this saying, hey, look, any kind of a closure here or higher would confirm hidden bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, alongside volatility expansion, Stokes crossing up, and very, very likely that would beget some continuation to the upside. And what is hidden bullish divergence? Well, that is when the price is making a lower low, as you can see here. Well, let me mark this baby off. Give me my marking tool here. Lower low, and another lower low. That is 1, 2, 3. The 3 drive philosophy should get us a move up to the 21 at a minimum. I'm looking for 19,000. Call it 18,700. And if we can, so that was initiated, and that's just a small move, guys. We're talking about, a little 10% slider to the upside. Now, what's more interesting, the 2-day time frame as well, confirming those. Oh yeah, by the way, this is one of the major indicators, the weekly time frame. When we begin to make higher lows and higher highs on the weekly time frame, in general, that's going to be upside continuation for some time. However, as I posted on my Instagram, we're about to have a 10 to 20% rally in Bitcoin. That does not mean the macro low is in. That does not mean we're going to the Bitcoin heavens. That does not mean that downside displeasures are over. And what do I mean by downside displeasures? Well, what we've been seeing for the last, call it, 12 months, downside displeasure, a 70% rip to the downside, rip your face off kind of action. That is not fun. If you went long at 60,000 and now we are down, it was down 77%. But why I think, the macro low is not in. One, we did not hit the 1618 fib. target, which is, coming in around $9,000. We did not fill that gap. We did not, there's just too many bearish things that are in the stock market for later this year. So that doesn't mean we can have these, 50%, 40% bust to the upside. Bear market rallies, they happen all the time. And very, very, very likely, I would say, Bitcoin is going to put a run in and at least test that, $18,500 to $19,000 region. And why is that? I mean, look, why not learn TA? Why not start to learn some basic some basics about the world economy, about technical analysis? Why? Let me ask you, how many 20% moves in a year do you need to make a career? How many 20%ers? How many 40%ers, right? If you could make 40% in one day just by following some simple little lines, while you're at work, you could do this at Starbucks. I made 40% yesterday while what was I doing? I was rushing around with my kids, and I was about to leave the house, and I saw something fire off. One indicator that never fails. And so I just hopped on the computer, pressed a couple buttons, and we're at 40% in just, a couple minutes. So that's the power of leverage. That's the power of TA. And yeah, you can get wrecked. Yeah, you can lose a lot. And yes, I've lost a lot. But over time and consistency and hard work, you can begin to learn how to trade crypto, make money in a bear market, make money in a bull market. Hey, you might be able to save your 401k or your IRA. You could, start to acquire some gold and silver as these assets, right? When the dollar goes down, basic economic principle 101. Gold is denominated by the dollar on the world market. So every time the dollar goes down, gold has to go up. Basic economics 101. Swallow it, digest it, eat it, put it in your stomach, meditate on it. No, this isn't a Bible verse, but certainly, we've been talking about gold kind of breaking up, heading up to the top side of the range. Probably going to be a decent play if the dollar cracks below 103. That was the major target. This green 55, that's continuation to the downside. We thought we were going to get a bounce. I did think we were going to get a bounce off this level, to be fair, and I was wrong. However, that's why this is the year of risk management. The Warren Buffett style of investing, buy and hodl till you die, wait the long term, is not going to benefit you this year. I promise you, probably not in any of the years to come, as this is going to become a very violent market to the upside, to the downside, and predominantly to the downside. Why? Because even though the dollar is pulling back right now and can pull back all the way, let me show you. The dollar can do this. dollar bill can come all the way down here to 98 cents as long as we can hold this area, and that's the 382. That is your bull trap confirmation zone. So in other words, if we close a weekly below this guy, that would in effect create the beginning of a downtrend. And we had the exact opposite on Bitcoin, as I was pointing out. What do we want to see on Bitcoin to determine a macro low? One, we want to see a higher low on the weekly time frame. Higher low and higher high. Higher low, higher high. So, believe it or not, this is going to be your first confirmed higher low on the weekly time frame since when? Higher low. Since this guy right here. That was the first higher low. Since all the way back in September 21. And this little rally failed subsequently. When you get a higher low on the weekly time frame, oh, look at this. What happened here? That was your first higher low. So technically, you want to wait for higher low, higher high confirmation. And that generally gives you 12 to 18 months of up or down when the trend changes. But this is not a complete trend reversal. Additionally, I want to see my secondary indicators over here. You want to see the monthly MACD cross to the upside. That'll be good. And I also want to see a blue buy signal, the blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator. And additionally, on the monthly time frame, I want to see, yes, the accumulation distribution indicator become, we want to see the accumulation distribution indicator take a positive slope. So could we get it next month? Maybe, maybe not. But those are kind of the three pieces of the puzzle or four pieces of the puzzle, right? 5. Last one is fear and greed index has to get an extreme read of volatility. So we have not reached, well, let's see. I haven't checked in on this in a minute, but what is an extreme read? That's somewhere like below 10. And we are right in the middle of the sand. There's no fear in the markets yet. Jerome Powell, is he going to spank the markets? That's my question. We got rate hikes coming up here in a couple of days. We got a Jerome Powell speech tomorrow. Tomorrow he could spank the market. So yes, risk management is key here. If you don't have risk management, you don't have an entry point, an exit point, and risk management, you're just gambling. So good luck with that. If you want to learn how to do that, follow our channel, like and subscribe. And there is a link in the description below to set up TradingView. You can set up this thing for free. You won't get all the bells and whistles, but you'll get just enough to be dangerous. Hopefully not to yourself. All right, that's it for today, guys. I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. You know, silver follows gold with more gains. Dollar's getting creamed, almost below 103. CMEs. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to point out here. What else was it? Not this. It was, you know, the fact, and credit to Mr. Crown, he pointed this out, is that all the higher term time frames are in concert with each other. And so, yeah, you know, 2-day volatility expansion, we expect, you know, when this expands 20 to 40%, and you'd expect the price to go in the direction of the trend. Now, Powell raises rates, you know, the market's pricing in, I think, 80% chance they do another quarter basis point coming up. I think, when's the next rate hike? When is the next rate hike? And will Powell spank the market? Make a comment below. Is he going to give us a spanking, or is he going to give us a fluff? This come when should I? Of course, they don't tell you like, oh, when's the next rate hike? They don't give you an exact date. But if you go to myfxcalendar.com, myfxbook.com, you click on calendar. It shows you all the economic events around the entire world. So yes, not only am I giving you like amazing information about like where and how to buy crypto and, you know, how to do it, whatnot, but you can put crypto in your IRA as well, and you can put gold and silver in your IRA. If you don't have any, you should get some. But this little piece of tool here, you know, you just by knowing what this is and where to look, you can see where the economic data is when it's gonna come in and what it's gonna do. And part of my thesis today for the bull market today is that there was no bad economic data gonna come. There was no chance. No data's coming out. So, wow, I just did 100% on Gala Games in less than 5 minutes. I mean, since I started this video. So I put in a trade on Gala Games, and again, leverage is, you know, what's that other guy from Hex say? Leverage, liquor, and ladies. It's the way to get wrecked. So, you know, bear at your own risk. And I could agree with that. Stay away from leverage and liquor, and ladies, unless you're married. What else? So I wanted to say today there's no economic data. Tomorrow, what do we got? What do we got? U.S. Fed Chair Powell's, yeah, that's going to be. So the question is, Does Powell come out, give us a little whooping, or what does he do? Does he say, hey, look, inflation's coming down, and here's the big issue, right? PCE, inflation's coming down, but core PCE is still pretty hot, right? So and the jobs are still pretty hot, meaning like too many people have jobs, too many wages are going up. So those are the major things to look out for. And based on his speech tomorrow, whether he says, okay, terminal rates are going higher, or we see, core PCE coming down, then that would be good. And, so there's an 80% chance that they're going to raise the rates this month another 0.25%. And there's, I guess, a 20% chance they're going to go zero. I don't think they're going to do zero. The Fed has consistently said doing too little is worse than doing too much. All right, that's it today, 15 minutes into this video. And have a blessed and highly favored day. Take care.